Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Gaming Droid, and welcome back to Skyblock 3. Yes, that is making noise. Excellent. So, what's going on around here? Well, first off, over here we are making up some tin, because we need some tin. We're going to be making up a mixture of copper and tin for bronze. Which of course means I need to break this temporarily. You might notice that we are using a different pick. Our other pick broke while we were building this. This is the first episode since we did the build. So over here we have Viewer's Park. We have Doggy Man Master. We've got Arthur. We've got a wolf that has eaten Luke. We have a wolf that ate Luke. Okay, so a wolf ate Luke. We have Wise Mad Professor. We've got Melon More Melon. We've got Potatonator, Karumi. The sheep is nobody. And Plasma Scar. I'm going to put down things for other regular viewers, so if you are a regular viewer, please leave in the comments below what you would like to be in our player garden. But you might notice that our storage has kind of disappeared, and our tree farm has moved over here and is now feeding into an ender chest. And yeah, our power's changed slightly. So we've got a full field fed by two lily pads of fertility. The lily pads of fertility make sure that it is definitely going to grow fast enough. They're feeding into this. This is auto-outputting up into here, which has a void upgrade on it. In fact, it's completely full, I believe. Yeah, 1034 of each. So I believe it's completely full. So we might not even need two lily pads of fertility. We might be able to get away with a single lily pad of fertility in the center. That is then being timed with a timer to output via these two stack extractors into two separate canola presses. Canola presses are each feeding 3 barrels with canola oil, which is being refined into refined canola oil. Then it's being piped into these seared tanks. The reason it's doing that is these extraction pumps are a lot faster than these pipes. These pipes can only do 200 millibuckets a tick. And when you combine all 3 pipes into one, so you have all 3 pipes flowing into a single pipe run, it actually isn't fast enough to keep up with the barrels. And then we have extraction pipes going into a fully upgraded ender tank. In the center, we've got one of the pipes diverted off to an oil generator, which is filling up a medium voltage capacitor, which is then sending voltage out to the 3 things that require power. So this is our kind of self-sustaining, self-running auto thing that is generating tons of spare canola oil. And then any ender tank that is white is going to be filled with canola oil, and we can then shift that canola oil around the base and do all sorts of things with it. We've got some Chaos Essence here, which is great. But the main thing we're doing, I did set this up to try and do it auto-outputting, but it doesn't actually do it properly. Like, these are filtered, and they're set to first matches, but they don't filter here properly. I did a lot of sorting out of my inventory, but you can see that there's stuff that's in the filters that's still just sitting here. Like Rare Mega Loot Chest is in one of these filters, and it's still just sitting in there, not being taken out, which is a mild concern. So I need better pipes, and the way to get better pipes is by sort of completing quests, which is what our next kind of task is going to be, is we're going to be completing some quests. Because we want as many new pipes as we can get. So, quest-wise, we don't know what we need to complete to open the next ones because we're in the beta version, and the beta version doesn't show you the next set of quests. But what we know is that we know that the crowns are the things we need to complete. So we don't have any in better storage. In Mystical Flora we don't have any either. We do have the bee flowers unlocked, but that's not important. We don't have any in Basic Factory. In Actually Additions we've got the teleporting around, which is an ender casing request. Now there are some things here that are useful. The Empower is quite good. The ender casing is useful for some machines. Power from Leaves, Phantom Faces are okay. I've not used a lot of them, but they are an interesting little bit of it, and the solidifying XP will last to gather XP from a mob farm. Over in food, we've got no more crowns to do. We did do applesauce in the meantime. So we've got no more crowns over in the Master Chef. In Some True Magic, we have got Storing Chaos, and we've got Growing Ectoplasm, and we've got Psionic Armor and Tools. Storing chaos, we're not actually that far off. We need to do collecting chaos, and then we can do storing chaos. Now, we've got most of collecting chaos done. We just need to take our chaos essence, and we need to make the passive pylon into an active pylon, which will actually make this a lot faster as well. So we can actually make that a lot faster. But you might wonder where our storage has gotten to. So let's go up to the roof, and let's go down through our building, and I'll show you. So the first layer of our building is our office. We have all of our trophies set up. We have a blank trophy. I have no idea what the blank trophy is for, but we have a blank trophy. We've got the seed and the basic resource complete trophies, and then we have some skellybobs. Now these trophies occasionally do stuff like explode, so I'm not going to right click on them. Down here we've got our coke oven, which is pumping out into a bin, which is allowing us to create lots and lots of coal coke. And we've got an alloy kiln and our engineering. One level down we've got our power. You can see that we've got an ender tank with oil flowing in, and we've got oil generators. The power's coming over. We've got a capacitor, and we've got the atomic reconstructor. We've got an automatic powered furnace, and we've got our energizer and innovator for powering up and unpowering things. And then also we've got our endstone casing, our combustion chamber there. Down here we've got our kitchen, and then down below we have our storage. And yeah, I spent a long time. Our loot bags gave us 4 stacks of obsidian, 4 stacks of obsidian from our loot bags, and then I spent some time making additional obsidian. So all of these have void upgrades in them. We've got a wall that is just silent gems. This is all silent gems. So we've got unfinished silent gems in there and unfinished silent gems in here. These are all the ones that we've got a lot of. Then we've got complete silent gems, and we've got the mob crystals as well. We've got obsidian, glowstone, redstone, all of the bits and pieces. We've got the food that we're getting out of loot bags. So the food we're getting out of loot bags is pizzas, golden apples, and notch apples, ambrosia, bread, wheat, and apples. So all of this is coming out of loot bags as well as out of our farm. We've got our basic blocks. We've got mana steel, or mana steel, redstonia, palace, diamantine, emeradic, and void crystal all coming out of loot bags. Black quartz coming out of loot bags, golden iron, enori crystal coming out of loot bags. Those come out of loot bags as well. We've got coal coming out of loot bags, Certus quartz, charcoal that we make, and we've got aluminium that we've been making. And around here we've got all of our mob drops. So these are all the different mob drops we can get, including the witches' hats, which we'd actually maxed out. They can make into glowstone and things. And then we've got our wood. And then we've got the stuff we don't really care about. So we've got runes, we've got broken handles, we've got minecart tracks, lots and lots of spare seeds. These are all things coming out of loot bags. Things that we don't know anything about. All of these are limited to 500. We've got 512 name tags. We've got 512 torches. Round here we've got some more stuff, including some blaze rods. And then over here we've got the pickaxe kits, spade kits, 138 blacker lotuses, 31 overgrowth, or 81 overgrowth seeds, sorry. We've got 149 of, or about 150 of each of the potions. And then we've got our loot bags, mega loot chests, and some ash. So everything's being sorted away in here reasonably efficiently, which is quite good. So what we're going to need is we're going to need glowstone, redstone, which we can put into our crafting chest. Glowstone and redstone. And we also should have some enhanced chaos essence in one of these somewhere. So you can see that I've just kind of put all of the rubbish that we had sitting around in these chests. We've got some things that we could throw in. That's where my sword went. I was wondering where my sword had gotten to. We have some things we can throw in there as well. The enriched chaos essence is in there. So we want to make this guy. So we need 2 blocks of redstone. We need a chaos core, which means we need 3 more of these. And that can make us a chaos core. These gems we can use to get proper flight and things like that, but for the most part we just want a chaos core to start. That's a holding gem. We don't care about holding gems. We want chaos core. Ooh, a teleporter linker. Nice. Just a block of enriched chaos. And these are the chaos runes that we can use to add things to those chaos gems you saw earlier. So these runes allow you to add effects to chaos gems. and then you can hold the Chaos Gem and get the effect. So we need a fragile Chaos Orb. And we still need more Chaos. Gosh darn it. We are literally a tiny bit of Chaos off being able to upgrade. I might just see if I can get that Chaos via breaking things. In the meantime, we do have a quest that I've sort of prepped over here. It's just lily pads and emerald and things. That gets us the imbuing station. And that allows us to imbue stuff to get imbuing potions, which may be useful later on. So, what do we want? We want to crush up some stone, see if we can get chaos, and we also want bronze because we want to get into the farming age. So, bronze. Let's get some bronze pouring out. And we should have like a complete number of ingots regardless. We've got 4 blocks of copper, we've got some bronze ingots coming out now. We'll throw out another bronze block. We can also cook up copper upstairs in the alloy kiln if we so desire. And you can see that we've got spare alchemical dust for a lot of different metals that we're just building up as and when we need. There we go, we've got some bronze. Now, do I have a grinder on me? I do. It's only got 9 durability left, though. You can go back in there, and we can Shift K. We can also put the copper and the bronze in there. Need a... So, there we go. That's our chaos core that we need for our passive generator. We need a furnace, 2 obsidian, and some redstone. So, 18 redstone, 2 obsidian, and a furnace that we have sitting away in one of these chests. Nope, that's a dispenser. We should have a furnace around here somewhere. Fluid droppers, lots of black concrete. I mean, we have cobblestone on us. There's a furnace. So we could have made a furnace if we needed one. So this creates a burner. Burner pylon instead of a passive pylon. The burner pylon burns up fuel. Burns up fuel in exchange for chaos. But it's actually not too bad because we can produce a lot more chaos a lot more quickly. We just need to give it stuff to burn. And we can do that reasonably easily because, would you believe, we have 51 blocks of coal. So if we throw you down here... no, we actually have to put you inside. I thought I was throw. So there you go. That will start producing a lot of chaos very quickly. And that will start pouring it into that. And that will actually produce chaos essence faster than we were producing previously. Which is very good. The next one is the refined chaos orb, which is what we need to complete the quest. So we need a lot more chaos for that. So that's just going to be a case of grinding chaos. The chaos altar, is that a crafting quest? It's just a retrieval quest. So if we break the chaos altar, that should complete that quest for us. There we go. So there's the chaos altar complete. It did lose a little bit of progress, but don't really care. So now our next one is the storing chaos orb, which just requires us to take a lot of time just producing extra chaos essence. We can get on with forestry, life in the forest, so we need to make basic machine casing, which is just bronze, which I have made, in a circle. So a lot of this episode is just going to be me crafting. And then grabbing rewards, a rare mega loot chest that can go with that other 100 and something rare mega loot chests. I do want to do something with the rare mega loots later on. I do want to do something with the rare mega loots later on. So this is carpenter. Easy peasy. And the carpenter uses power and items and certain fluids to make items. That's fine. But yeah, I do want to do something with the loot chests a little bit later. Basically revolving around the idea of actually using the things from Mega Loots. This thing, Tool Manipulator, to disenchant items and get ourselves shards, because we can get 9 shards from a Factorizer, but we can also get shards by disenchanting tools and weapons. And then using the Evolution Chamber, which we do need shards for, to upgrade it. In fact, 1, 2, 3... 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. What we can do is we can actually make ourselves an anvil and create a tool manipulator right away. And I can actually show you that. So if we grab a couple of these, so say 5, and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check to see if any of them are any good. We've got a rare pickaxe, we've got a part of the Viking set that provides +1 strength if you wear all of the Viking set. We've got the Venom Bow, which withers enemies and does draw speed and draw power. We've got the Ghost Bow, which doesn't have any abilities on it, and then we've got Dragon Boots. None of those boots, actually both of those boots are slightly more powerful than my current boots. But what we can do is we can throw these in here and hit disenchant. And it breaks it down into a rare shard. 3 rare shards that time. So you get a few shards from the tools, but not as many as you'd get by breaking the box down in a machine we don't have access to. You can then wrap the shards around a loot chest, and that will give you access to an upgrade token, which you can then use in the evolution chamber to upgrade your tools. And you can apparently feed it via a hopper if you so desire. You can see that the lower level ones, this is a normal level sword, common sword, and it does 9 damage. This is a rare level sword and it does 27. So the higher level stuff is well worth kind of digging out for yourself later on. And that actually allows us to make the evolution chamber when combined with a bit of glass. A bit of normal glass as well, not posh glass. And we can throw down the carpenter. We can throw down the carpenter over kind of here. And we'll wire that up across this way later. Now you can insulate the wires, but that requires a lot of hemp. We'll get some hemp going later on. So, evolution chamber. There we go. If we pop the evolution chamber down here, you can see that we can put in infusion gems and infuse a chest. So if we look up the uses of infusion gems, we can pop infusion gems in for power, and we can infuse into this. So the upgrade charms do go in here. I'm not 100% sure exactly how we upgrade, because I haven't actually been into that in a mod pack myself, but we can have a look at that later on. So, we were working on parts of Some True Magic, and for the next part of Some True Magic we need to make 3 imbuing potions. Or should we just focus on 1? We should probably just focus on 1. We've got as far as we can get until we get Chaos Essence in that, so let's focus on this. We need Feeling Moist, we need the Moistener. The Moistener, which requires copper gears. Requires stone gears, which requires wooden gears surrounded by stone. So, a little bit of stone, sticks. Doesn't sound massively useful. Moistener uses water, wheat, and another item to make certain blocks. We need podzol, mycelium, moss stone, yeah, okay. I'm betting there's an easier way to make podzol and mossy stone. Podzol. Actually, no, there's not an easier way to make podzol. So we need to start rigging up power then. What kind of power do we have? Not too bad, actually. So if I pop you here, I can run you across to there. and then up to here, like so. There we go, and that will power those two. So now what do we need in there to make Podzol and... so to make Podzol in the moistener, we need wheat and we need spruce leaves. And then the other thing we needed was mossy cobble, mossy stone. And that's cobblestone and vines in a crafting bench. That's easy to do in the crafting bench. We have vines over here. We have vines. And we need a piece of cobble. So we can do that in the crafting bench pretty much instantly. Like so. And the other one is, was it specifically spruce leaves we need? Or was it one of the other leaves? Because normally Podzol is spruce leaves. But spruce leaves, spruce leaves, spruce leaves, spruce leaves, spruce, yeah, spruce leaves. So we need wheat. And we also need a spruce sapling, because I don't have any spruce leaves. I just have... Actually, we have a spruce sapling growing outside. Karumi! You're about to have a haircut. We're about to give our viewer Karumi a haircut. And while that's going on, we'll go and grab some more bronze from over here. And we should be... yeah, plenty of bronze, and we can start making the other machines from forestry. Forestry is a mod that I've used before. I've used a lot of the items from it before. I don't really have a massive love for it, but it's not a terrible mod. It's just one of those mods that does have you jump through hoops quite a bit. There's our squeezer. That squeezes out plant oil for us and makes things like impregnated sticks in the crafter. So we need a centrifuge. Which again, we just need a sturdy casing and then a different kind of ingot and 2 glass. A lot of them are 2 glass and 6 of an ingot. Whether it's bronze, copper, tin, iron, something else. Fermenter. This requires gears, however. We're missing some iron, so let's grab a stack of iron from you. And we can make... bronze. Nope, the other bronze gears. These ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that should allow us, with a bronze casing, to make a fermenter. So we can actually burn through these tasks pretty easily. The still, again, pretty easy. And we're not going to have any trouble getting enough seed oil. Because seed oil comes from crushing up seeds. And our loot bags, although we've turned off our loot farm for now, our loot bags have left us with 512 of melon and pumpkin, 390, and some giga seeds as well. So we've got some backlog of seeds that we can use. So we need to make some bog earth because we need to make the peat generator, which is another source of power, and then we need to make shaping glass thermionic fabricator. Now this is one of the more complicated things because this is one of the ones that melts down liquid glass and allows you to craft things like electron tubes. And electron tubes are very, very useful in the sort of mid to late forestry. So the thermionic fabricator should just pop out now. There we go. So many things being crafted. And then it wants us to do the circuit upgrade. Now what we can do is we can do large automated farms. We can do tree blocks, 1-block farms. So these things, the managed farms, mushroom farm, gourd farm, infernal farm, peat bog farm, and just the general farm. These things, and there's also an arboreal farm. These things are little tiny 1-block farms, not unlike the harvester, but they also are a little bit more efficient at sort of replanting and prepping themselves and things. There's Podzol. To be honest, I don't really think we need this machine at all anymore. To be fair. As nice a machine as it is, I don't think we really care too much about it. We can put away the moistener for now. So let's have a look at the other things we need to do. We need impregnated sticks, which means we need to make seed oil. We need a circuit, and we need a one block farm, which probably requires circuits with upgrades. And we also need some peat. So bog earth. Bog earth is just a bucket of water, sand and dirt. So sand, dirt, and do we have buckets on us? We do. And then we can make some bog earth. And bog earth turns into peat when exposed to water. It's a sort of over time effect. Oh, we've still got some more water on us. So that should be the last one. There we go. As to buckets, we also get buckets out of loot bags, and yeah, we've got 169 buckets at the moment. So I don't think we have any problems with that. So what we want to do is we want to set this up to become peat. So now I'm not sure whether I'm not sure which way round is going to be the most efficient way of doing this, but yeah, that'll do. That'll all become peat. Peat is a source of power later on. Or peat can be a source of power, so that's not too much of a problem. So let's go and set up our... Oop, one too far. Down we come. Let's go and set up our squeezer, because we're going to need some plant oil. And we can set that up with power. And then we can get that squeezing some seeds to make impregnated sticks. We'll take a stack of melon seeds up with us. And just get that squeezing the seeds. Now we can make something called a pipette. A lot of people don't know that the pipette exists. The pipette is well worth making if we can find a piece of wool. Got snow, lapis lazuli blocks. Block of wool. There we go. So now we can make a pipette. And a pipette is basically a way of moving fluids that are less than a... we don't have any glass we can make into panes. That's a problem. Auto split stack, please. Just make me some glass. A pipette is a way of moving amounts of fluid that are less than a bucket. So this is probably not going to make a bucket of seed oil, but when we make a pipette, we can move it around regardless with it being not a bucket. And that's actually a quest. Down there. Excellent. So now if we go up to here, and we use our pipette, we can transfer seed oil from this tank into this tank, and with a little bit of wood on us, or some sticks, I should say, because we need sticks, we can go up, and we should just be able to make... How do we make treated sticks? We need 2 treated wood planks. And treated wood planks are... No, that's not what we're going to make. Impregnated. Impregnated sticks. And those are made from actually 2 logs, not sticks. That's an interesting recipe change. Let's grab a stack of logs, because we don't have any shortage of logs. And we'll go like that, and that gives it a recipe. And then we can ask it to make that, and it will, quite happily. There we go. We've got impregnated sticks. And it wants us to make an impregnated casing as well, which requires us to go around like that. There we go, and we're making an impregnated casing. Impregnated casings needed for some forestry and Binnie's mod machines, and impregnated sticks needed for impregnated frames, which we can use with bees. We've also got much better auto crafting now. So we originally had the structural crafting, we then had the factory text crafting. We now have the work table, allows you to switch between conflicting recipes and can remember up to 9 recipes at a time. That's a little bit of kind of starting to get automated with the crafting. And there's our first impregnated casing. Yay! Yeah, it seems to kind of get stuck on a recipe, which is weird. But that completes one of those. The next thing we have to do is 1 block farms, and it wants us to make a managed farm. So, farm. It wants us to make these things. And these things are all reasonably expensive, actually. So we need... What do we need? We need bronze electron tubes, apatite electron tubes, lapis electron tubes, blazing electron tubes, and obsidian electron tubes. Okay, and we need lots and lots of flexible casings which require emeralds and slime in the thermionic fabricator. And the thermionic fabricator uses liquid glass. Thermionic fabricator uses liquid glass up here and a recipe to complete different tasks. So you can go in there for now along with the impregnated stuff. Sticks and wood can go back in there, and the bronze can go in here. Mossy stone we don't need either. So we need to make 5 different kinds of... So this one is mature, even though it's actually one of the ones that's furthest from anything, any source of water. So that completes peat for us, and we need engines. Is that only the peat engine we need to make? It makes peat fire, clockwork, and biogas engine. Okay. So the peat-fired engine is copper, copper gears, and pistons. That shouldn't be too hard. We can throw together a piston once we grab some wood. And do you require a piston? Yeah, all 3 require pistons. So let's throw together 3 pistons. Like so. And then we need copper gears. And that's 1. That's our peat-fired engine. That's power for peat. We need bronze gears, which are fine. And again, that's biogas. And then clockwork engine requires a clock, which we need gold for. Put a stack of gold in there. Our crafting chest, I'm just basically trying to get a little bit of everything into the crafting chest as things come up that we need, because that just saves us worrying about running backwards and forwards too much. And then a clockwork engine. The engines are just sources of power. The clockwork engine is right-clicked, so it's actually a good source of very mobile power. But, yeah, it's not amazing. And we have the oil generation set up that's going to be generating plenty of power for us for now. So yeah, we just need to make all of these farms, and that's literally... I'll show you the process. If I grab that and I grab some tin from in here, I only have a little bit of tin, so let's grab some obsidian instead. And I need some glass. So if we throw one of you in there to cook up. So we need glass in here, and then we need to look up electron tube. So all of these, let's look up the obsidian one, is just obsidian and redstone, copper and redstone, gold and redstone, all of that. So obsidian, we need some redstone as well. That we can get easily enough. And we throw the obsidian in here and the redstone in there. And what we'll do is we'll limit it down to enough redstone to make 1 set. And this will make us 4 tubes. And if we look at the farms, each farm requires 4 tubes. But other than that, it requires 3 tubes, and it requires a basic circuit, which is done in the carpenter with water. So water plus redstone and tin makes a basic circuit, and all of these just require a basic circuit. So carpenter, redstone, so. We need to give it water. And then we need to get some tin. I think I might have the ability to get tin from here. Yeah, we've got a whole bunch of tin. Sitting, waiting to go. So we can melt up some tin in there. In fact, we can even... turn that on and we can get some tin ingots straight away. Turn that off. Turn that on. And that saves us wasting the crystal fluid, because we don't need to waste the crystal fluid. And if we put that in there, that should make us some basic circuits. So electron tubes of the different varieties. So electron tubes we require are gold, apatite, which again is just apatite, lapis. We don't require the... oh, yes, we do require the infernal farm. Do we require the infernal farm? Yeah, require the infernal farm. So let's see, we require gold, lapis, apatite. That's interesting. Where do I get apatite from? Proper apatite, that is. This stuff. Ah, I do get it from washing it in a cauldron. So I should have some. Somewhere. I should have some apatite somewhere. Not sure if I actually do, though. I may have used it all up. That's okay, though. We have... dirty sapphire, dirty bronze, dirty apatite. There we go. That's the obsidian ones. We'll swap those over for lapis. Sure, we need lapis. Bronze. Lapis. Yeah, lapis electron tubes. Oh, we need the redstone. And there's lapis electron tubes, and then we can do gold. Gold electron tubes. And what else do we need? We need apatite. Which we can wash 5 apatite here. And that allows us to do the apatite ones. Now this uses up power. This uses up power consistently, so it always uses up power. So we've got gold. We need bronze, apatite, lapis, blaze, and obsidian. So we've got obsidian, so we need blaze, and we need bronze. That shouldn't be too hard. 5 bronze. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 blaze. Grab some spare redstone in case we've run out. So that's 5 redstone, or 5 blaze for blaze ones, and 5 bronze for bronze ones. Drop it in there. There we go. So that's all the electron tubes, and that will allow us to make the managed farms. How are you doing at the moment? Oh, you managed to do all of those for a block of coal. Okay. That's fine. What I'll do is I'll throw... what, like 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll throw 4 blocks of coal in here to just generate us chaos. And that was a lot faster. So now we can just look at making farms. And for the farms we need the flexible casings, which is in the thermionic fabricator. It's bronze, emeralds, and slime. Okay. So slime's easy enough to get. We've got slime pearls. And we need... how many do we need? We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they all require flexible casings. Yeah, they all require flexible casings. So it's 2 slime per. So 1, 2, 3. That's enough slime. And we need emeralds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 emeralds. And then we need just enough bronze, which we don't have because we have enough. Oh no, we do have enough. So now we need to make the recipe for these. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2. And we want to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. And there we go. Oh, we need to power up our teleportation rod. There we go. Let's snarf down another pizza. I'm not worried about increasing my health at the moment. I will go through the kitchen and just eat everything in the kitchen after a while. But, so, managed farm. Mushroom farm. That's a gourd farm. Then we have an infernal farm. And a peat farm. And we still have the electron tubes and the circuit board to make an arboretum, if we want, which is trees. And that's 1-block farms. You can make 1-block farms that use fertilizer, water, and RF to grow certain crops faster. And that's all of the crowns in that that one. So we've basically finished living in the forest, but we can use these things. I'll just pop down the farm, and you can see that we put down dirt. We give it power. We put down dirt. We give it water. We give it apatine fertilizer, and then this does wheat, potatoes, beets and carrots in a single thing. And if we put down the peat farm, this should do peat in a single thing. Yep, that turns bog earth into peat. So that's a way of making RF, automated RF, so we can automate the production of peat. And the mushroom farm does 2 different kinds of mushroom. Now, I don't know what the infernal farm does. I'm going to guess the infernal farm is just netherwart. Yeah, it's just netherwart. But those are our 1-block farms that we will probably set up at some point in the future. Probably set those up at some point in the future. In the meantime, we've got some things to be getting on with. We need to get distilled water, which means we need the multi-block distillery. We need the lubricant for the oil can, and we need the alternating flux high voltage cables. Over in a true blacksmith, we need to make alumite and miriam. Alumite's pretty easy. Miriam, on the other hand, I think is a lot harder. Liquid miriam, molten miriam, which we can get by alloying together cobalt, elementium, mana steel, and terra steel, and liquid glass. That's really hard, especially because we're limited in our Britannia stuff, because we don't really have access to more Britannia stuff. We do have elementum. We do have mana steel. I don't know if we've got any terra steel left over. So we might have to set that up and just use black aloses to make ourselves a bar of terra steel to make some miriam. Elementum's just obsidian and a few other bits and pieces, redstone and things. And that should, once we get heavy machinery and a true blacksmith done, we can start storing chaos. We need to finish off this chain, so we need to do imbuing station, killing ghosts, up to growing ectoplasm. Killing ghosts is a lot harder than it used to be. You used to just hit them with a sword. Now you have to kill them with potions or magic. And that means we have to actually get access to a ghost. So we're going to have to build a manual mob spawner for a bit. And then we've got to go through the psionic. I've never done psi before. But thank you all for watching. I've been the Gaming Droid. This has been Modern Skyblock 3. And I will see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye, everybody.